Hey guys, Zane here with another one-take review, and today I wanted to talk about the new Nova Twins album, Supernova. Supernova is the latest studio album from the Nova Twins, a project that has definitely created an odd combination of genres to say the least. Using this record, the Nova Twins combine modern, slick pop R&B along with some good old-fashioned synth pop and other pop-related subgenres. Now, this may lead you to ask, Zane, where's the weird part kick in that you so ominously alluded to in the first cut? Well, they combine all of this, poptimism and R&B based sort of sounds with nu metal, because why not, right? That's right, the latest Nova Twins album and the Nova Twins in general have just as much in common with Papa Roach as they do the most recent Raven Lenae album, and if that sounds weird or strange or downright bizarre to you, it's because it is all three of those things combined. However, if you're anything like me, you're always on the lookout for new, weird, different, unique sounds to explore, and while I do think it's very, very far from perfect, the Nova Twins definitely deliver exactly that on Supernova. I mean, hey, the concept of mixing together pop and R&B with nu metal is interesting and feels undeniably original in the grand scheme of things. And I'm not going to say that Supernova or the Nova Twins are the first to ever mix together nu metal with pop and R&B sounds. In all honesty, it feels very unlikely. Pop and R&B are obviously centuries at this point old genres, but nu metal even is kind of an older genre at this point, with its heyday in the late 90s and early 2000s, its takeover of the mainstream metal scene with bands like Papa Roach and Slipknot. It's far away, and it feels just kind of unlikely that no one would have at least thought of this yet. Nonetheless, the Nova Twins maintain a legitimate balance between the two. It's not just nu metal with synths, it's not just pop with sort of heavy guitar riffs or anything like that. It's a legitimate balance between nu metal, pop music, and R&B, and it kind of goes between the two with very nice choruses that can be very R&B influenced, or very heavy choruses that can be very nu metal influenced, nice verses that are kind of R&B based but with nu metal backings, or maybe even here or there some more R&B sounding aesthetically moments that are actually based around nu metal. It's really an honest combination of the two rather than just one with hints of the other. The only problem, as you might expect, is the fact that they just simply don't mix great as sounds and genres. If combining nu metal with R&B and pop seemed rare to you when I first mentioned the genres of this album, there's a reason for that, definitely. Still though, what's presented on Supernova is better than what you might expect, as everything is done very professionally, and that is largely because of the fact that the Nova Twins are talented individuals. It's just that they're working with a type of music that can't really be that successful in the first place, no matter who's behind it. Unfortunately, because of this lack of correlation between the two genres and the lack of sort of representing each other very well in their own distinctive ways, a lot of this record doesn't work out very well at all. The styles being combined here, although perfectly great in their own right, really have no place in the same context as each other and are very polarizing to say the least. I mean, nu metal repels pop and R&B based pop music. Go figure, that's such a shock. I mean, really, it's not a bad idea as far as experimentation goes, but musically, when you think about it, it almost completely makes sense that this doesn't work out well. It doesn't help that the lyricism can be laughable at best, and thanks to the, again, pop and R&B influences that are being presented here, they are presented in a much more obvious light. You can't ignore them in the same way that you could certain other nu metal bands' god-awful lyricism. They're presented here straight in your face, and they are about as bad as you would expect from most nu metal bands. Tracks like Cleopatra especially are just absolutely terrible in their own unique way as far as songwriting goes, and maybe it just goes to show that we should reevaluate and then de-evaluate the nu metal scene and its songwriting that went with it, but for the time being, Supernova as an album is poorly penned, and the two genres that it bases itself around, these two wildly different sounds, unsurprisingly don't go well together at all. Now, that being said, Amy Love is a fantastic frontwoman who I really admire almost on this album. She takes a performance that is genuinely really great and puts it to incredibly mediocre and at times genuinely bad music, which is kind of almost admirable, like I said before, in a certain way, because really with any other type of sound, something a bit more musically cohesive, she could be absolutely phenomenal. The amount of attitude and power that she has in her voice actually suits nu metal very well, and she's very strong in that regard, but unfortunately the pairing of the genres kind of nullifies anything she does successfully as a vocalist. It's a shame that she hasn't put her talents to a more musically well put together album, as really the entirety of Supernova feels like a mesh of poorly clashing ideas with Amy Love's excellent vocal work thrown on top of it. So overall, try as they might, the Nova Twins' work on Supernova unsurprisingly does not work out in their favor. Again, nu metal and pop music crossing over has surely been done before by acts that I can't think of or don't know about at the moment, but I will say the Nova Twins at least present it in an interesting way with a very direct line that splits the sounds 50-50 rather than appealing to one audience or the other. However, the fact is that the two just don't go well together. Nu metal does not complement pop. They are just not two sounds that really cross over super well. They almost seem to be mortal enemies, despite the fact that nu metal was within the realm of pop at some point in the late 90s and early 2000s. There's just no real chemistry between the two different concepts. To see them presented so directly next to each other on one album for an entire album's runtime, it just ultimately doesn't feel right. However, Amy Love is a very impressive vocalist that I would recommend listening to this album to just hear her vocal chops. I would at least say listen to it in that regard, but the only people I would recommend this album to are people hugely interested in nu metal or hugely interested in modern pop R&B, that very slick kind of sound, because really, you're only going to mildly enjoy this overall. I think it's impossible to truly enjoy this a ton unless you really love both different sounds, but I mean, it just isn't an album that really goes together super well, and I would only really be able to recommend it to people who really love both sounds or really love one sound. For the general viewer, I'm going to say that this album is not worth your time, but at the same time, maybe check it out. I mean, there's some interesting experimentations here, and it's definitely one of the most unique albums to come out in 2022 so far, but it's far from being one of the best. In fact, it's actually far from being even pretty good overall. So I'm going to give Supernova 3 stars out of 5. Again, it's just a lot of clashing ideas that don't really mold together very well, but seem to be very confident in the fact that they will, so they just kind of keep rolling with it for the entire album's length. The songwriting's leak, and really, Amy Love is the only thing saving this record from being a total train wreck overall, and I mean, her vocal work is enough to save it from being above or below average, really. I actually think this is a decent album, and like I said before, if you're into one or the other or both a lot, check it out, I guess, but still, I don't think it's a successful outing whatsoever, even if I do respect what it was trying to do. So 3 stars out of 5. And with that being said, that's the end of this review, and I'll see you guys in the next one.